The Galactic Council's embassy on Station Kepler 442 gleamed with bioluminescent architecture, a testament to 10,000 years of diplomatic tradition. Ambassador Zilkrath of the Vortan Collective stood in the grand atrium, his crystalline exoskeleton refracting the ambient light into dancing patterns across the polished floors. He was entertaining a delegation of Kurathi merchants when the human child approached. She couldn't have been more than 12 standard years old, with dark hair pulled into a messy ponytail and wearing a simple gray jumpsuit marked with the logo of the station's maintenance sector. In her hands, she carried a plain manila envelope, slightly crumpled at the edges. "Excuse me," Samantha said, her voice small but clear. "I'm just returning this envelope." The atrium fell silent. The Kurathi clicked their mandibles in what might have been amusement or alarm. It was always hard to tell with them. Zilkrath's primary eyes focused on the girl, while his secondary eyes continued to track the room's other occupants, a Vortan survival trait that had served his species well. "A human juvenile," Zilkrath said, his translator rendering his crystalline chimes into standard. "This is a restricted diplomatic area. How did you even gain access?" Samantha shrugged. The door was open. "Look, I just need to return this. My brother Ryan found it in the recycling compactor on level 47. We thought someone might want it back." Zilkrath's laugh was like wind chimes in a hurricane, beautiful and slightly unsettling. The Kurathi joined in with their chittering. The very notion was absurd. This child, this representative of the galaxy's youngest and most naive species, had interrupted a crucial trade negotiation to return garbage. "Little human," Zilkrath said, his tone dripping with condescension that even the translator couldn't mask. "The Galactic Council processes approximately 40 million documents per cycle. Do you truly believe anyone would notice one missing envelope? Or care?" "But it has someone's name on it," Samantha insisted, holding it up. "See, it says, Director Chen, Human Colonial Administration." The Kurathi lead merchant's antennae shot straight up. Zilkrath's primary eyes dilated, a Vortan tell that any experienced diplomat would recognize as sudden alarm. "That envelope is refuse," Zilkrath said quickly, reaching for it. "I'll dispose of it properly." Samantha pulled it back, frowning. "You're not Director Chen." "Give me the envelope, child." "I don't think I should." Samantha's eyes narrowed. "Why are you so nervous? It's just an envelope." Before Zilkrath could respond, heavy footsteps echoed across the atrium. The crowd parted as a tall man in maintenance coveralls approached, his name tag reading, "Ryan Chen, Level 47 Supervisor." "Sam!" Ryan called out, then stopped, taking in the scene. "I told you to wait in the corridor." "This is your offspring?" Zilkrath asked, his translator barely managing to convey his confusion. "Sister," Ryan corrected, moving to stand beside Samantha. "And I'm guessing by your reaction that this envelope is more important than garbage." The siblings stood together now, the teenage boy and his younger sister, both wearing the same determined expression that Zilkrath had learned to fear in humans. It was the look that had driven them to terraform dead worlds, to rebuild after the Scream Wars, to refuse every reasonable surrender when any other species would have accepted the inevitable. "The envelope," came a new voice, calm and measured, "was stolen from my office 3 cycles ago." Director Elizabeth Chen emerged from a side entrance, flanked by 2 human security officers. She was a small woman, barely taller than Samantha, with silver threading through her black hair. But she carried herself with an authority that made even the towering Kurathi step back. "Ambassador Zilkrath," Director Chen continued, "I believe you and I need to have a conversation about industrial espionage and the Vortan Collective's interest in our terraforming patents." Zilkrath's exoskeleton darkened, a physical manifestation of rage and fear. "You cannot prove—" The envelope contains preliminary data on our new atmospheric processors, Chen interrupted. Data that would be worth billions to your colony efforts. Data that my children recovered from a recycling compactor. The very one, I imagine, that your aide used to dispose of the evidence after photographing the contents. Ryan pulled out his personal scanner. Maintenance records show Vortan diplomatic staff accessed Level 47's waste systems 2 days ago. Seemed weird at the time, but I flagged it. Because our mom taught us to pay attention, Samantha added, still clutching the envelope. And to return things that don't belong to us. The Karathi merchants were already backing away, their antennae flat against their heads in a gesture of extreme discomfort. Association with proven espionage would destroy their trading licenses. Director Chen accepted the envelope from her daughter, inspecting it carefully. Thank you, Sam. Ryan. She looked at Zilkrath. Ambassador, you have 1 hour to vacate this station. The Vortan Collective's embassy status is hereby revoked. The Council will hear of this insult. Zilkrath's chimes crescendoed into something almost musical in its fury. The Council will hear that you got caught stealing by a 12-year-old girl, Chen replied. Because humans, Ambassador, don't just build things and explore space and fight wars. We also take out the trash, fix broken machines, and teach our children that doing the right thing matters, even when it's just returning an envelope. As station security escorted the Vortan delegation away, Samantha tugged on her mother's sleeve. Mom? Did we just cause a diplomatic incident? Director Chen smiled, ruffling her daughter's hair. You just prevented one, sweetheart. The Vortans would have used that data to undercut our colony's independence. She looked at Ryan. And you? Good eye on those maintenance logs. Ryan shrugged, the gesture so similar to his sister's earlier motion that Chen had to laugh. Just doing my job. Someone's got to keep the station running while the diplomats play their games. As they walked toward the exit together, Samantha looked back at the now empty atrium. Do you think they'll ever understand us? Maybe not, Director Chen said. The Vortans have been playing galactic politics for 10,000 years. They've learned to think in terms of power, leverage, and advantage. She squeezed both her children's shoulders. They haven't learned what we know. That civilization isn't built by the powerful making grand gestures. It's built by ordinary people doing ordinary things right. People who return envelopes instead of throwing them away. People who check maintenance logs. People who notice what everyone else overlooks. Because we're human, Ryan said. Because we're human, Chen confirmed. And that, my loves, is exactly why we belong among the stars. Behind them, the embassy's cleaning drones began erasing the last traces of the Vortan presence, while the galaxy's youngest species continued doing what they did best, surviving, thriving, and changing everything simply by being themselves.